Deja, and I forget her. Deanna
Yes.
Tate.
No, my last name's Tate. Her last name's Jones.
Jones.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, when you talk through the microphone.
You got to come to the microphone, yeah, because we can't hear you.
Okay.
All right. So they started a business called Regal Beauty, and also we have with us Chandrita. She is one of the organizers or the founders of this program called Boss Up. What does Boss Up stand for?
Boss Up Columbus. It is BOSS, Black Owners Sustaining Success.
Okay. And what's the focus of Boss Up?
Boss Up, we have a few core values. One of those values is to shop black when and where we can, to support black businesses, and then also to groom our children, not only to go to college and fall into college debt, but also to become entrepreneurs, to find their passion and let that provide their paycheck.
And so when you say to do business with black businesses when we can,
Yes.
what does that mean?
Because we don't own, for instance, there's no black-owned grocery stores. There's no black-owned banks. There's no black-owned gas stations. But if I'm going to buy hair products,
Right.
I don't want to support the Asians anymore.
Right.
I want to support Regal Beauty.
Right.
I want to support Miss Melanin. Those are two black-owned beauty supply stores,
Hair
which
and
is the
stuff.
industry that we should own because we spend the most of our money there, men and women alike.
And so when I am looking for businesses, for services or goods, I usually try to look and see if there's a black business that provides those goods and services. And if I don't find them, then I feel that I have, exhausted my efforts to locate a black businesses, a black business, and now I'm free to go out into the community, the larger community, and look for those goods and services.
I had a difficult situation though the other day, and I'm ashamed to admit it, but I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out because this is one of the problems that we have. So I went to Hair and Stuff, Long Street.
Long Street, right.
So that's a black-owned business, and I went to get gel, and I got into the counter, and I said, "This is twice the price of another." And he says, "Well, if you guys want to go to those stores, you don't want to support." Black business. And I'm like, I mean, how do you make the sacrifice?
You do.
Especially when there may be less to go around in our communities.
So
but yet and still we have to spend more to support our businesses.
We have to spend more because there's less people coming in our businesses. So they have to price where they can earn the spread on what they have because they don't have the traffic and traction that other businesses have. So they have to charge double the price to even stay in business. So if more of us would support, then they can bring the prices down because they could make more on the spread.
And I'm glad you said that, and we're going to get to you ladies. I'm glad you said that because I posted something that particularly that is my thought, is that if black businesses knew they can count on our support, if black businesses knew that you're going to come back and keep coming back, then the prices will go down.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Because they're paying more for the supplies, first of all. And so now they got to, hope that black people will come and do business with them. Even now, but you have to also be fair to the consumer in that if you're going to pay twice as much, then you want to be reasonably certain that this business is going to appreciate, your business as well.
I agree.
Because Ms. Chandrita, we got some black businesses, that treat you like you ain't worth nothing.
100%. Now there's a lot of gaps. I'm not blind to the fact there's a lot of gaps in our community. There's knowledge gaps, opportunity gaps, service gaps, credit gaps, wealth gaps. We have a lot of gaps that we're trying to close with our other counterparts, be it Asian, Caucasian, whatever. So I'm not crazy, and neither am I saying continue to spend your money with businesses who give you bad service.
Sure.
What I am saying is don't quit on them
Don't quit
after
on them.
you get that bad service.
Exactly.
Go back and say, hey, listen, I want to spend my money with you, but you got to help me want to spend my money with you. And so I gotta feel a certain way because buying for women is an experience. So I gotta have an experience when I come in. When I go to Regal Beauty, I have an experience when I go in. I connect with these sisters. It feels good. So it makes me want to come back. I don't even care. When I bought my products, I didn't care what the price was because I was into the experience that she provided, that they provided. You get what I'm saying? So it's the service part matters more to most consumers than the money part.
That's right.
You don't want to spend your money with somebody and be treated like a dog. Ruth Chris is my favorite restaurant. But if you bring me a nice juicy steak on top of a dirty trash can lid, I don't want it.
And you're absolutely right, because we as a people place a high value on relationships.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? If you like me, if you care about me, But let's go to the young lady, since we brought them up, Miss Daisha and
Deanna.
Yeah. One of the ladies got to come to the microphone, okay? What was the inspiration, behind starting Regal Beauty? You got to come to the microphone.
Well, initially, we both were working.
You got to come to the microphone.
In government, jobs. We knew that we wanted to work for ourselves, and we knew we wanted to give back to the community, specifically in the aspect of hair. We do not own a lot of that business. We wanted to generate wealth for our family, and we knew that to keep it in the community as well as pass something down to our children, we knew that we liked hair and wanted to start a business in selling those products. So from there, me and Dina discussed it. We went over our business plan, and that's how we got started.
So how did y'all get to working together? Because you're sisters, so you probably got different.
I think that it was easy because we already knew how each other worked. We knew that we were business oriented. We knew that we were goal oriented. We were able to put our feelings aside and get the work done. And we had a bigger goal in mind, which was to, like she said, to create generational wealth and provide opportunities for other people to get generational wealth.
And what is your frame of reference or your model for wanting to go into business? Who have you seen prior to you that inspired you to get into business?
I don't know that we had someone in mind particularly. We just knew that the opportunity was out there and that we wanted to seize it. We didn't see a reason why we couldn't do it. We knew that we could go an opportunity into business for ourselves, and we saw that this was a $900 billion a year industry. All of our money is leaving our community. And it's going into other people who don't invest in us, who don't care about us. And we have to be able to bring some of that back to be able to keep it in our community a little bit longer. So if we can do that at all, we feel like we've won.
And how long have you been in business?
Since February 4th.
Since
so
February 4th?
We're relatively new.
Okay, great. And how has it been the response from the community?
We have had an awesome response. People come in, they support. I think it's just going to take a lot more word of mouth so people can know where we are and who we are.
So what is your business? Did I miss it?
We're a hair and beauty supply store.
Hair and beauty supply store.
Yes, we're located at 973 East Main Street, right across the street from the Salvation Army.
Okay, and so she can get that gel a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Well,
but I love that eco. Yeah, we have it, so you should definitely come see it.
Yes,
we have all of it. But I think also while you were touching on it, a lot of times too, when you go to a Black-owned business, and I love that I can educate some of our customers that come in, we sometimes are charged retail. For those items. Wow. And so any markup that you see is our profit. So some things we buy and sell and don't make a profit just to be able to offer it to you guys so that you will come in.
So why would you be charged retail when, so say for example, I'm comparing the U.S. hair. What is the difference in the price that you are paying versus the price of, is it the volume?
Well, let me,
to a degree, but also they are the distributors, and the Asian community, and I think even the Indian community, they have a lock on the distribution. When you go to get Black products, they tell you to contact their distributors, and they are usually Korean or Asian or Middle Eastern.
And there was a time when they would lock, people out, black folks out who wanted to get into the
And they
business.
still kind of do. They have minimums of $5,000 and $10,000 for us.
Yeah, so what I want to add to that is most of the time, the Asian and Korean hair stores, they are all collectively working together. So about 6, 7
right.
businesses are buying about 10,000 of one product, getting it the lowest price possible, while we can't buy in that large amount or spend that much on a minimum like of $10,000, for example. We can't afford that. So we have to try to get the products that everybody wants, but pay more. So how are we going to get our profit?
And you have to change the paradigm of the way, we think. That any time that you think as a black person that an Asian can give you more service with black hair care products than you can get from a black person.
Right.
That's a mentality. That's an attitude that people have that fuels their behavior, their buying behavior.
And that's one of our other focuses. We know what we like. We handpicked everything in our store based on what we would use, based on the ingredients that we look at. We wanted to provide vegan, organic, and natural options because that's what we like to use. We want to open up our community to not just the normal options that are provided in hair and beauty supply, but also new ones that are better for your health.
Mr. Trailer, to your point, we are a people in general that is price conscious, not value conscious. And so when we patronize these Asian stores, it's about price because they can charge lower because
That's
to
right.
my sister's point, if you buy 50,000 of one product, you're paying pennies
Right.
literally on the dollar.
Exactly.
So their spread is huge. Even if they charge us a couple bucks for it
That's right.
and they pay pennies
That's
for it,
right.
their spread is huge. So their markup doesn't have to be that great. And that's why we have to understand the difference between cost and value. And we have to understand that sometimes we just got to bite the bullet until we get there. Like, I'm trying to change the mentality to your point of the people. If you get bad service, go back. Have them help you.
Yeah, but then you have a family that is choosing between buying their gel at U.S. and then being able to also buy some ground beef.
That's not the
know.
case. We like to use that, but that's not the case because people find money to do exactly what they want to do with. And in more situations than not,
It
that's
only
not the
goes so
case. They
far,
can
though.
cut corners. Stop going to Starbucks and buying $8 coffees every morning, and then you can buy $5 gel over here where it might be $2.50 at the
That's right.
Asian.
That's right.
There is
I
a
don't
way
see the
for
same
you to
people at
help.
Starbucks.
Well-
I do. There's a way to help. The other mind shift change that we're trying to get people to do. I buy these lashes. I buy them from a man from the Middle East. I sent Deanna a text. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
With a picture of the brand of lash that I buy. I said I buy these 10 and 12 at a time. Can you get them so I can buy them for you? Don't walk into the stores that black owners own. Don't walk in there and don't see what you want and walk out.
Let
Go
us
back
know.
and say, listen, hey,
Right.
I buy this a lot. And I want to buy it from you. Can
Yeah.
you get this
That's right.
so that I can spend my money with you? That's the attitude and mentality we have to have. And so we have to quit using crutches. We find money to buy bundles. We find money to buy weed. We find
Yeah.
money to buy everything that we
And
want
let
to
me,
buy.
and let me put it this way: we buy what we buy what we want, and then beg for what we need.
That's it.
As a people.
That's it.
We simply, for whatever reason, we do that
It's
a
a
lot.
fact.
Now let me ask you something. I wanted to ask her something else about Bossa. How many businesses do you have currently up under the umbrella of Bossa?
So this is crazy. So literally, we had our first meeting in March, and it's been moving ever since then. We are fixing the engine while in flight, is what I like to call it. And I tell people, God literally founded this organization, put the people together, and chose 5 women to be visionaries over it. So we have people coming from all over the place saying that they're interested in it.
Sure.
We have 3 membership criteria. There's only 1 paid membership, and that's if you want to link on our website to your website. Other than that, it's completely free. So if you are saying, hey, I'm coming to support the town halls, which is where we go around every month
Sure.
and give a cash injection to a business, or if they say we're going to East High on May 14th, if they show up at the events.
Let's talk about this cash injection because
Okay.
I think that's very important that people know how you are endeavoring to get black folks to do business with black businesses.
Okay. So the town hall meetings, what we suggested is that every month we go around to a different black-owned business and we give them a cash injection. That means we stay there for 60 minutes, whether it's a restaurant, whether it's Regal Beauty. We stay there for 60 minutes. We go live. We invite the community out. We invite other people out, and we spend money with them. We don't ask for a discount. Whatever it is that they have that we want to purchase, we purchase it, and we bring others out. So our first one was in April. It was April 17th. We went to Shrimp Lips, which is owned by Doe Williams at 1622 South Parsons. It's a seafood food truck, and it is amazing.
I heard of it.
And we, in 60 minutes, we called the community out and injected over $1,000 into her business in 60 minutes.
There you go.
But the beauty of it was people were coming after work that couldn't get off at lunchtime. I went back the next day. Somebody else called me and told me they went back the next day. I went back the next week and posted a picture. I got 180 likes, and people were like, I'm going today, I'm going today, I'm going today. So that's the beauty of it, is she didn't just get a blessing that day. Now she has repeat customers that's going to continually come back to her.
That's right.
So and so we're going to do that every single month.
And that's the challenge. And I think to Joy's point is that that return customer, is looking for an incentive, to come back. And one of the incentives to come back is going to unfortunately be price.
Right.
So it's going to unfortunately be price. But at the same time, I think that we have to build this wall of trust. And break down that wall of mistrust, because that's what it boils down to. We have to look at it as, I'm gonna feed you, you gonna feed me, they're gonna feed you, she gonna feed you. We got to feed each other.
I think too, it really comes down to prioritization, because we put our store where it is strategically, knowing that there was a bit of a sacrifice involved there, because we know the neighborhood, we know that some of our products are like $10, $12, and people might feel like that's too much. But the reality of it is like she said, you're going to spend that money somewhere. If we open it up to the big conversation, a lot of our people are in debt or miss spending money. So it's not always about, and we had to be honest with ourselves when we were even writing our business plan. Sometimes it's about making it a priority to conscientiously say, okay, I don't have the money right now. I'm gonna hold out. I'm gonna go ahead and just brush it back and slick it down until I can get the money to go to Regal Beauty.
Or maybe I take the hit of paying more for this, but I'm also, is helping a black business. And maybe I take this hit today. That doesn't mean that, I'm gonna always, take that hit. And for black businesses, as I say, if they know you're going to come back,
And I'll say that's for the people that can afford to take the hit. But I think a lot of black businesses price themselves out of the market. And
out of necessity, though, they price themselves out of the market. She just explained why. They have to in order to be in business. They can't sustain if they charge you at price. These girls have to make a profit to pay the rent.
And I think,
so they have to. And if they blackballed in the market because it's not open to them like it is to Asians or Indians, what's the choice?
And unfortunate, like what you're saying is that the black consumer has to be educated. The black consumer has to be educated as to why. If I know that the supplier is charging you, an exorbitant amount to get this product because you can't get the volume that they can get, and you got to mark it up, a few dollars in order to not just make a profit, but even break even. Then guess what? I'm more inclined. I'm more inclined to understand that, and I'm gonna spend my money with you.
And so then that becomes more of a charitable contribution than a business transaction.
No, I don't see it that way.
I don't see it that way either.
I don't see it that way.
I'm lost on that one.
It's not a charitable contribution. It's
definitely not.
It's supporting the black business.
It
Well, let me
is
add
an
something.
understanding, because my feeling is I go to London Correctional and I am involved with their inmates there, and I even tell them to watch their words because their words are seeds. So I don't spend time and I don't spend money. I invest time and I invest money. So when I make the sacrifice or the decision or whatever it is to say I'm going to Shrimp Lips, I bought 2 lobster tails from them. It was $43. I don't care. Somebody said,
the
the
$43
price of
for
this,
2 lobster tails isn't bad.
the price of this is
that right?
XYZ.
No, it's not
And I
bad.
said, I wouldn't care what it costs because you get what you pay for. I don't care about price. I care about value. And if I had to save for 2 weeks to buy $43 lobster tails, that's what I had to do. That's what I wanted to do. Because I understood that that was an investment and I expect a return on my investment. Not even monetarily. I could have, that's leaving her grandchildren and her children something.
And then
That becomes a
too,
part of my
that-
legacy.
And then too, that's a unique product. You know, when someone cooks a meal, that unless it's like McDonald's or that's a unique product. But when you're talking about, you know, competition between the same exact item and paying twice here.
Can
you
I
know,
add
versus-
something to that?
Sure.
80% of the products that we sell in our store are black owned. Okay, those are the only products where we can actually get a good profit.
Right.
And you can go to Target, you can go to Walmart, get those same products for the same price that we're selling them for.
And we
So
need
it's
to
not
know-
that big of a difference. It's the quality of the
Well,
product.
let's talk about some of the products that you offer, because I'm looking at here. It's got Rich by Rick Ross beard oil, Rich by Rick Ross luxury shaving cream. These are Rick Ross products. This is a black-owned business, you know, products, and you have them in your black-owned business, you know, store. So, you know, not only are you a black business, but you also support other black businesses who have these products, and that's how other communities, you know, keep their money in their community. It circulates 7 to 8 times in the Jewish community.
Right.
Right, and you know what? It's not just the.
Higher.
Higher, yeah.
17 times in the Asian community. It's about 13 to 14 times in the Jewish community.
And we not only
in
have.
ours,
It leaves
what?
It's less than one in the
yeah.
black community.
So is a lot of your products owned by and created by black businesses?
Yes, and we also have a few that are from Ohio. We made a point to invest in locally made products.
What kind of products are those?
We have Crown Me Coil Care, which is by a sister in Dayton. Her name is Jerica Hoskins. It is an up-and-coming brand that
It's
is
amazing.
becoming very popular. She has an amazing edge control. And a lot of quality went into her product, and our customers love it. It's one of
Yeah.
our best sellers.
Yeah.
We also have Ori B, which she is a one-woman show, black-owned. She has natural-based products that are like for beard, beard butter, beard oil. She has body oils, body balms, and natural deodorants, which I use. So we have a lot of things that focus on people within our community as well as black-owned businesses outside of the community.
Sure, no question.
We wanted to have a place for people to actually be able to sell their products to people who wanted them. So we understand that our store may not be for everybody, but it is for somebody.
Sure.
So that's our goal,
And
to
where you
find that
located at?
customer at 973 East Main Street,
And what's the name of it again?
Regal Beauty.
Regal Beauty. And so with the Boss Up and the businesses that you have, and you're looking to do business with other black businesses, and let's just look at this. Radio stations, these 2 radio stations are black-owned businesses. And so we recognize that businesses, startup businesses like yours, may not have a quote-unquote advertising budget, but up under the umbrella of Boss Up, you are the entity that all of these businesses are up under, and all of these businesses can contribute, you know, to create, you know, an advertising, you know, cycle for your businesses, and that would be up to you as to how you distribute, you know, those advertisings for those businesses. And so we're going to talk about that, you know, off the air, because I think that it is very important that not only are you able to do word of mouth, but that you're also able to, you know, use media.
Yeah, have a
you
wider
know,
reach.
have a wider reach to grow your business. Because let's face it, if you grow your business because people have heard you on this radio station, then guess what? When it comes around to advertising, you're going to advertise where you got, the best bang for your buck.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
So true.
And so there's an event coming up at East High School
It is.
next week. Let's talk about that.
It is. So on May 17th, we will have a minimum of 100 black business owners, business professionals at East High School. We're going to do a career expo and assembly for their upperclassmen there. When we held the first Boss Up meeting, just to kind of introduce it to the community and say what it was about, the band director, who is Miss Saida Woods, she came, and she was the last one to speak, and it was so profound as we went around and introduced ourselves. And she said, well, I've done everything, but I don't want to be a business owner. I'm the band director at East High. So we all stopped and kind of looked at her like, so what's your purpose of being here? And she said, I'm here for the babies. And everybody's heart melted because one of our core values, of course, is to have an impact on the youth. And so we all inclined our ears to hear what she said. And since that day, we have been working diligently with her and the administration there to get on the calendar to be able to come and provide some black faces to that predominantly black school that says, listen, you don't have to be a product of your environment. Or listen, there's some people that come from where you come from that have ascribed to great heights through entrepreneurship, and you can too. Unless you are definitely going to become a doctor, unless you are definitely going to become a lawyer, unless you're definitely going to become in a specialized field, you don't have to contribute to the $1 trillion in student loan debt that exists. You can start your own business.
Now let's just say.
And you can start your own business as a doctor or lawyer in there, right?
Yeah, they sure can. You're right. So, Sandrita, has any businesses come to you, or even you sisters, have other people come in your shop and say, you know what, I've been thinking about, starting a business. How do I get started? They ask you for advice on how to do it?
My profession, so I've been in financial services it'll be 20 years in October, mainly retail banking. And I've dealt with a lot of businesses. I'm a business mentor and business coach. And then I also do business funding through ECDI, where I'm proud to say that I work at.
ECDI, what's that?
ECDI, Economic and Community Development Institute. It is the best kept secret in Ohio. Since I've been there 1 year, it was April 24th, it was 1 year, I've put over $1 million in the street. So a little over 520,000.
That's impressive.
And 98% of my clients are African Americans.
Okay, and I love your hair.
Thank you. We're twins.
Yeah.
We're twins.
I just don't have the lashes and the eyebrows.
And the eyebrows on fleek.
But when people come to you, if people come to you ladies, because you ladies are pretty young, and you can inspire somebody.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that we want to be able to provide the help that we didn't get. And we want to be able to, because there was a sister in there last night, and she said, I've always wanted to do this. And I said, you definitely should. And I will help you with your business plan. I will talk you through what you have, because we know that if she wins, we win. And so we have no problem helping and being mentors to people that
because it's a really bad feeling when you ask people for help and they ignore you, or you ask people for help and they don't give you the time. So when you have to go and search and find that help on your own, you have to give it back to the community.
So did your parents instill this idea of cooperative economics in you, or?
No.
We had to learn this on our own.
Yeah. And through learning it on our own,
You got to get to the mic, we can't hear you.
Through learning it, we saw the value in it and knew that we had to learn it, to continue to learn it, and to teach our babies.
Right.
So that was the push, because we know this world is not forever. And however it's going to continue, whether it's in 2 years or 20 years, it's not going to look the same. Even from when we were younger, the economics look totally different. And so we know that you have to be able to grow your own food. You have to be able to sustain your own family. And all of that starts and ends with knowledge and teaching them the value of their decisions.
855-929-3786. 855-929-3786.
I was just going to say that entrepreneurship is in my blood. My grandmother owned a soul food restaurant in Cleveland for 25 years, and she owned a beauty salon.
Okay.
And then my grandfather, even back in the day, was an owner-operator truck driver. So entrepreneurship was always instilled in me, but so was college, because my grandmother went to college in Alabama. Racist Alabama. She went to Miles College.
College, yes.
So I was not the first generation college attendee, so it wasn't an option for me. But I also grew up seeing them be entrepreneurs. And I'm like, I could do both. I can do college and I can own my own business because I can't pass down a job.
That's right.
That's
I
right.
can't pass down an apartment. I got to own something. So I
Yes.
have to buy a house and I at least have to own my own business so that my heirs have something to inherit, which is what they were able to do when they passed along for our family.
Now, have you ladies thought about creating some of your own, products?
Yes.
Yes,
We
definitely.
have.
We're trying to get to that point, so I think within the next quarter or two, that's what we're going to focus on. We just want to be able to bring quality.
And see, and here's the thing is that the hair care business, for black folks, all started back during slavery times, when black folks didn't have a comb, when black folks didn't have gel, when black folks didn't have, the proper, tools to navigate our woolly, thick, hair. And there's this documentary, and I want you to go look it up one day. It's called 400 Years Without a Comb.
Wow. That sounds good.
And it chronicles the evolution that everything for us as a people and our self-esteem has been tied to our hair.
That's it.
Yes, it has.
Has been tied to, the way we look. And so we put a lot, into, how we look, and particularly our hair. And so if you look at that documentary, it just gives you the evolution of the guy that invented the California curl. He went to Africa, and when he went to Africa, he saw this comb, and he saw these men, giving these women this comb, and he said, what was that? He said, well, when they are looking to marry, they give a gift, and one of the gifts was a comb.
Wow.
And he brought that comb back to America and started mass producing the Afro comb. It was the beginning of black folks having their own comb, because back in the day, our grandmothers and grandfathers would use like a fork to kind of navigate through the hair, or some garden tool to try to navigate. And they would, and I can remember, for me, growing up as a little boy, we didn't like to comb our hair, so our hair would get real nappy, and so the only way you can comb it, you had to wet it. You understand? You know what I'm saying? You had to wet it. And then also for the girls, it was that straightening comb. It was the lard, that they put on their hair and everything. So, this whole thing about hair goes all the way back, to slavery. But definitely look up that documentary, 400 years.
Definitely will.
400 years without a comb. And so the event is on when again? And where?
It's on Tuesday, May 14th at East High, 1500 East Broad Street. And we will be there from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Okay, because I know earlier you said the 17th.
Yeah.
Did I say the 17th?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's May 14th. It's
May
Tuesday,
14th.
May 14th.
Because I was getting confused.
From
because I
9
was,
a.m. to 11 a.m. My apologies.
that's all right, that's all right.
And so school's not in that day?
School is in that
School
day.
is in that day,
And,
yeah.
and it's during this, so the public is able to go in?
Yes.
Okay.
They do a lot of stuff over at East High School
They do.
during the school day where the public is in there doing something, and the kids are going to classes.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
And so will you ladies be there?
Yes,
Yes,
we will.
ma'am.
These are Boss Up Columbus members,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
we
Yeah.
love it. Cheryl Brooks, the Honorable Cheryl Brooks, the Franklin County Treasurer. Her grandson goes there, and she is coming. She confirmed yesterday. And Senator Herschel Craig is an alum of East High School, and he plans to be there as well. I have to confirm with his office on Monday. And then Missy B, who does Joy.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's somebody else.
Okay.
Okay.
We have some other East High alumni that will be there as well. So
Yes, ma'am. Yes. I mean, no. We just don't do that.
Yes, sir.
And let me add, I'm an
that's
East
just
High
etiquette.
alumni as well.
Yes, she
Yeah,
is.
right.
So
Proud.
I
Yes.
will be going back
Yes.
that day.
Yeah, yeah.
But so that's going to be a nice event.
Deanna's one of our speakers as well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
She's one of our
I'm
keynotes
super
that day.
excited.
And what is your presentation going to be about? What are you going to speak about?
Well, I'm going to speak about it's actually, I'm posing a question to the kids, and it's, does the marathon continue?
Mm-hmm.
So we know that Nipsey Hussle was murdered, and that was the thing, and you would see that trending. The marathon continues, and I think that my speech is gonna talk to them about asking them, does it continue? How does it continue for you? That doesn't have to just be a hashtag.
You know, and I was going to say that, you know, too often we rally around, you know, cliches, we rally around things, and then after the emotion die, you know, the cause die.
The cause dies.
You know,
Quick,
and
too.
we can't afford to let that happen. And you're right, our young people need to understand the whole piece about being an entrepreneur, you know, being a owner instead of a worker.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know, because
We're
that's,
addicted to labor in this country. I say it all the time. We built it on our backs, and so
but we're called lazy.
exactly.
We're
But
called
we
lazy.
built this country on our back, and we're addicted to labor. You know, I have a friend now who's working 2 jobs, and I'm like, 2 jobs is for 2 people.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Stop.
Now-
We got to get in the habit of having people pay us for what we know instead of what we do.
No question. Now, whose daughter is that behind you?
My
This
daughter.
is Deja.
That's your daughter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Give her the microphone for a minute. What's your name?
Davia.
Davia?
Yeah.
Okay, so Davia, how has your mom and your aunt inspired you?
That's
Put the
a
mic.
lot.
Put the mic.
How have they inspired me?
Yeah. Do you want to go into business?
Yes,
Do you got ideas?
I do.
Well, share with us.
I'm a freshman in college, going into being a sophomore in college.
What college you go to?
Otterbein University.
Audubon. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm studying. I'm doing a double major, psychology and sociology, and a
Okay.
minor in racial and ethnic studies.
Wow.
Good.
Wow. So you want to work with African American people in the field of psychology?
Yeah, like I want to focus on like the our generation setbacks
Mm-hmm.
and why we grew up how we did.
What do you think of some of those setbacks?
Just racism in general,
Mhm.
like that's a setback on our own, and we have to work twice as hard to get where we need to be. So I want to see how that is detrimental to us and how it puts us up also.
Wow. Yeah, okay. All right.
I
She
like
ready.
that.
She ready.
Yeah.
She ready.
She ready.
And you know, and I'm a.
And
This
whose
off,
daughter is?
Mine.
Okay.
and this is off the subject, but Joy, did you notice how many times they have posted about this Caucasian boy that broke the 100-yard record? They have
Recently?
posted this. They have posted this so
Where?
many times across the internet, across
I mean,
the
Post
social media.
broke the 100.
100 meter dash in high
Where?
school. In high school.
Oh, okay.
And he did a 9.98. But if it was a black boy, I would think that they would not be posting it. I mean, it's almost like they're saying, you know what, a white boy can outrun black folks. You know what I'm saying? But it's just that, you know, it goes back to, you know, we have to be, you know, better. You know.
Yeah.
But they don't say nothing about the brother up here at Ohio State
That broke Jesse Owens.
that broke Jesse Owens' record. You see what I'm saying? But that's just off the subject. But so I'm glad to hear that you are. So you're one of the kids in your generation, you know, that we have to continue to fight for. We have to
Yes.
continue. We have to continue to make sure that you understand there is rewards in doing what's right. There is a reward in being up under the influence of your mother and your aunt and other women, you know, in the community. There is a reward for being good and taking care of business.
Yeah, it took me a while to like figure out what I wanted to do because I know like in high school I went to a career center for cosmetology. And I went to school for cosmetology thinking I wanted to open up my own salon.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I feel like that's not what I wanted to do fully. Like I feel like I would have got tired of it. So I wanted to try to see where I could make an impact because I always wanted to do something for the community,
Sure.
but didn't know how to do it.
Well, you're gonna figure it out. I see you got
I'm
a.
looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to your future.
I see you got a historically black college shirt on.
Yeah,
Yuma
but I don't
College.
go to
That's okay, though.
Disclaimer.
That's okay. That's okay. You know, you support them. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, Mr. Trailer, that this is even having a black-owned radio station. This is what we need. And black-owned, television. I didn't get into an argument, but I got into a debate with someone, and I'm saying if we don't control the media outlets,
That's right.
then we
That's
can't
good.
control
That's
what's
the
aired. We
narrative.
don't. I didn't know about the black guy that always shoe that broke Jesse Owens until you just said it. I didn't know about the white boy. Until you just said it. So we can't control the narrative if we don't have control of the media outlets. And so that's, on Black Wall Street in Tulsa, there were 600 black-owned businesses.
That's right.
They had everything. They had their own postal service.
That's right.
They had their own transportation
Everything.
service, on grocery stores, on banks, on everything.
Out of necessity.
Out of necessity. And if we don't understand that we need it out of necessity right now,
Yes.
we need we need our own media outlets, because we don't get the word out about each other. And you're right, word of mouth is sometimes too slow. And do one thing. Do one thing. I didn't get into it with nobody, but I just posted, somebody inboxed me a video of a restaurant on Sunbury that somebody had posted some pictures, and
The Kitchen. It's called The Kitchen?
no, it's called Fisher's.
Fisher's, okay.
And they're newly opened over there, and they were tearing it down. They were posting pictures of the food. Sunbury,
The Fishers on
not the one on
Livingston.
Livingston.
It is not,
Not the one on
related?
Livingston.
They're
I'm not sure,
related?
but it's not that one, because Fisher's on Livingston is awesome.
Yeah.
And so it broke my heart, and I made a post that said, "This breaks my heart that we're so unforgiving as a people. No other community tears their people down like we do."
Right.
I said, "What about giving these people some grace?"
That's right.
And saying, hey, they're new. When the seafood restaurant opened up in Town and Country, all the black people went. And they was like, give them some grace. They brand new. They just opened. The wait time is terrible. We gave all these, and they're owned by Asians.
Wow.
We gave them the grace to make all the mistakes they wanted to.
Right.
But these people just opened in our community.
We give them one shot.
And it went viral in one night.
Right.
In about 20 minutes, they had 200 shares.
Wow.
I said, why doesn't positive news travel as fast as bad news does? I said, I refuse to be a part of the problem. I'm going over there to offer them some support.
I heard that, and I tell you what, we're going to sit down, and we're going to talk about how we put together, a partnership, because we could very easily, spotlight,
Sure.
that black business for that week or that month
Definitely.
that you want to, do your injection,
Yes.
cash injection
Yes.
on, and we can do that up under
That's
partnership.
beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So, Miss Deja and Miss
Deanna.
Deanna,
Yeah.
any final thoughts?
Well, my final thought is just thank you for the opportunity, you guys, for having us here today. I definitely want to speak to the listeners and just say we're ready for you. So come on through. You definitely will be an experience.
What's location and hours and days of operation?
Yes. So Monday through Friday we're open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Saturday and Sunday.
Say that again, please.
Oh, sure. Monday through Friday we're open 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Saturdays and Sundays we're open 12 to 5. And we are located at 973 East Main Street in Columbus, Ohio, across from the Salvation Army, next to the Metro. We're on the same side of the street as the Metro PCS. If you're in that area, you typically
and it's
know.
Regal, Regal?
Yes, ma'am. It's Regal Beauty. And so we just, again, we if you come into our store, we pride ourselves on being a marketplace. I can't tell you how many people are like, how do I get my product in your store? How can I get my product in your store? Because we've given a platform. We provided a platform, a point of contact, not only for another black-owned business, but for people to see your product. So obviously with us being so new, we can't put everybody in there at the moment, but we are definitely open to that. And we want you to come out and see the other black-owned products. We have the Alley K. We have the Rick Ross. He has men and a women's line. We just learned that he had a women's line. So it's so many products that we have. But I also encourage you to come out just off of this conversation today and look at the awesome black-owned products that we have. There's so many. There's a sister named Rhoda that we have her stuff in the store for her hair and body. And I have not bought another lotion or body balm since. So it's the truth. So I would encourage you, not just as a business owner, But as a Black woman, as an entrepreneur, there's so many ways that intersect, that our lives intersect. And so I encourage you just to come out and just to see what we have, you know what I mean, to get the experience.
Sure.
Because we're all in the community. We have an event. We're going to be with Boss Up in May. In July on the 13th, there's Tender Love Curl with Be Lee Inspired. So it's a opportunity for sisters to connect in that way as well about our hair
And learn about how to take care of your hair.
right. So
When is that?
that is July 13th.
July 13th,
And
okay.
so we walk the walk and we talk the talk. We value being in our community. We value servicing our community. And so those are some of the opportunities that we have. So we look forward to meeting you there.
And we're also, we want to do more community engagement just to let people know our story because our story was not an easy story. It took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of months without pay. It took a lot of struggle. And we believed in ourselves. We believed in what we could do, and we just didn't stop.
Yeah.
So we want to tell that to, young people, old people, whoever, because it's never too late. And we also are doing an event for ourselves and our business. It's called Head Wraps Wine and Shop. It's going to be on May 19th from 6:30 to 8:30. Tickets are available at our store, or you can purchase them online. It's $20. We'll be showing you how to wrap your hair in about 2 to 3 different styles. We'll have some wine, some hors d'oeuvres, and just have a little party get together and teach people how to, wear a fashionable hair wrap.
And if someone comes to your store this weekend and say they heard you on 92.9 FM The Drum, is there a discount?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But the next time we come back, we'll
When
do
you come
that.
back, okay.
Yes.
Maybe a punch card, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
We're definitely developing a rewards program.
Yeah.
Sanjita?
So, Boss Up Columbus will be at East High May 14th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. It's going to be a phenomenal time. So, if you are a Black-owned business, if you are a influencer, if you have a passion for children, we definitely want to see you there on the stage with the rest of us. And then on July the 28th, we will recreate Black Wall Street at the All Disabilities Festival by Genoa Park downtown. So we will be from West Broad Street to West Town Street in the back of COSI at Genoa Park. There will be a walk and a festival for all disabilities, but we will take over that place and we will recreate Black Wall Street with the Black-owned businesses in this community.
Now, is that in conjunction with my friend
Lady Extreme?
Lady Extreme?
Yes.
Yes.
She's a Boss Up member as well and a very good friend of mine.
Oh yeah, I used to mentor her when she was in school.
She's phenomenal. So she
She's
gave
good
us
people.
autonomy, not complete autonomy, but she did give us 100 vending spaces at her event. So we will put 100 Black-owned businesses on the street.
And this is
on
an
the map.
event that's happened every year for all disabilities?
Yes, so she used to have it in conjunction with the Gospel Fest, but now she stepped out on faith on her own, and she's doing her own festival separate from the Gospel Festival.
Well, we want to thank you ladies for coming on Regal
Thank you for
Beauty,
having us.
Boss Up. It's all about Black businesses helping Black businesses.
Yes.
We got to feed each other.
That's it.
You know, if we want to get fed.
That's
That's
right.
it. Nobody else is feeding us.
Nobody
Yes.
else is feeding us, and we cannot sit around and wait for somebody else to do for us what we have the capacity to do for ourselves.
No reparations.
No
Right.
No
reparations.
40 acres, no mules.
And
None of that.
Ain't none of that coming. Ain't none of that coming.
No.
Ain't none of that
So we
coming.
got to act like that.
You
We got
gotta
to act like we
that.
know it's not.
And
coming.
hey,
Exactly.
folks, and don't forget to get out there and vote in the primary this coming Tuesday.
Yes.
There's some issues on the ballot, Joy. There's the bond issue with Columbus. And it always strikes me that when they have a bond issue, they always make it a point to say it won't raise taxes, but something's going to get raised.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's going,
something.
it's going
Something gets
Gas,
raised.
taxes,
you know.
something.
But there's a primary elections, right now. There's Miss Mingo, there's a fight, for her to get on the ballot using her maiden name, which is a popular name because of Clarence Mingo. Her brother used to be the Franklin County auditor,
Right.
and Democrats don't want her to use her maiden name because it's a household name. They want
Oh
to.
yeah, because she was just appointed.
She's disappointed, yeah. So, there's a lot of things going on in our community, but one thing we're going on in our community is a movement.
Yes.
Is a movement to support black businesses.
Yes.
And we're going to be part of that movement.
I love it.
This has been Charles Traylor.
Enjoy Marshall.
Have a great weekend.